far beyond the crowded trade lanes where civilized species argued over tariffs and territory. A silent probe drifted through darkness carrying one impossible recording. It passed unnoticed through forgotten relay stations until it reached the private archives of the Dominion of Collectors. The recording lasted 32 seconds. It showed a forest beneath a blue sky. Wind moved through ancient trees. A human looked directly into the camera. He smiled. Then the transmission ended. Most officials dismissed it as corrupted data from a dead world. One counselor did not. Lord Varric leaned forward as the image replayed for the 12th time. "The Earth burned 167 cycles ago," he said. "It did. The survivors were hunted. They are extinct." His advisor hesitated. "So the records state." Varric watched the human smile again. Hunters recognized bait. This looked exactly like bait. He smiled back. "Prepare the grand expedition." His advisor's eyes widened. "For one survivor? For the possibility that there are more. You believe humans remain alive? I believe someone wants us to think they do. And if they truly survived?" Varric stood. "Then the greatest hunt in history begins." Across the Dominion, excitement spread like wildfire. Every generation produced legends. Some spoke of beasts capable of swallowing warships. Others described crystalline leviathans drifting between stars. Nothing, however, stirred the blood of hunters more than humans. They had become myth, the last prey. No species had resisted the Dominion longer. No species had inflicted greater humiliation before finally disappearing into history. Every hunter grew up listening to stories of Earth, of impossible endurance, of soldiers who kept fighting after losing entire armies, of civilians who turned factories into fortresses, of children who escaped capture for years across poisoned continents. The stories always ended the same way. Humanity died. The hunters won. That victory became the foundation of Dominion pride. Now someone dared question it. Within days, hundreds of private hunting fleets volunteered. Varric accepted only 12. The hunt would belong to the best. Among them was Captain Rin. Unlike the nobles chasing glory, Rin remembered the old war. He had been young, too young to command, old enough to witness. His left arm still carried scars from human explosives. His right eye was artificial. His nightmares remained original. He approached Varric before departure. "My lord, you object. I advise caution. Caution against ghosts? Caution against humans." Varric laughed. "You fought them once. I survived them once." "Exactly." Rin remained silent. "You fear legends. I fear memory." The laughter faded. Varric dismissed him anyway. Hours later, 12 enormous vessels slipped into hyperspace. Their destination existed only as coordinates hidden inside the mysterious recording. Far away, hidden beneath mountains on a forgotten moon orbiting a dead star, dozens of people watched the departure through stolen Dominion satellites. No celebration erupted, no cheering, only quiet observation. An elderly woman folded her hands behind her back. Her white hair contrasted sharply with the military uniform she still wore despite having officially died decades earlier. General Mara Stone, the last commander of Earth's unified resistance, at least according to every surviving Dominion archive. A young technician looked over. "They took it. They always would. They sent 12 flagships. I expected 15. You sound disappointed." "I'm measuring arrogance." Another officer entered. "They crossed the border." Mara nodded. "Activate stage 2. Deep underground. Machines awakened. Entire chambers vibrated. Ancient reactors reached operating temperature for the first time in 60 years. Dust fell from ceilings. Thousands of lights illuminated endless tunnels. Inside sealed vaults, rows of armored soldiers opened their eyes. Not machines. Not clones. People. Every one of them human. Cryogenic sleep had preserved an army history believed impossible. Elsewhere across hidden colonies scattered throughout forgotten systems, identical messages arrived. One sentence. "The hunt begins." For decades humanity had remained silent. Not because they were weak, because they were patient. After Earth's fall, barely 3 million survivors escaped. Compared to the Dominion's trillions, they were nothing. So they vanished. They abandoned planets, destroyed navigation records, erased languages from open networks, raised children who understood silence before speech. Every generation trained, every scientist built, every engineer improved forgotten weapons. Every teacher repeated one lesson: never seek revenge. Wait until revenge comes looking for you. Now it had. Mara entered the command center. The room displayed an enormous map of explored space. 12 red lights represented the approaching hunting fleet. Hundreds of blue lights remained invisible to everyone except humanity. Colonies, listening posts, supply depots, shipyards, entire civilizations hidden inside darkness. Commander Elias approached. You could still cancel. No. We're ready. I know. They'll discover us eventually. They already have. Elias looked at the approaching lights. 12 ships. The first wave. You think more will follow. They always follow success. And failure. Mara looked toward the stars. Failure attracts vultures. She pressed one command. Across human space, encrypted signals spread faster than light. Operation Echo was active. Every hidden fleet quietly moved. Not toward battle. Toward positions invisible to Dominion scanners. The trap required patience. Again. Meanwhile, the hunting fleet crossed into abandoned territory. Captain Rin studied ancient star charts. Nothing made sense. The coordinates pointed toward systems stripped of resources centuries earlier. No colonies. No stations. No energy signatures. Lord Varric entered the bridge. Anything? No. So the transmission originated from nowhere. Apparently. Varric smiled. They're hiding well. Rin said nothing. His instinct screamed. Humans never did anything without reason. He remembered a ruined city on Earth. His unit had cornered 20 defenders. Victory seemed guaranteed. Hours later, only Rin remained alive. The humans had collapsed entire buildings onto themselves simply to destroy invading armor. No retreat. No surrender. No hesitation. The official reports called humans reckless. Rin called them terrifying. The fleet reached the target system 3 days later. Nothing. An ordinary yellow star. Frozen planets. Asteroid belts. Silence. Varric frowned. Search everything. Dozens of hunter craft launched. Advanced scanners swept every moon. Every rock. Every fragment of debris. Hours passed. Then a pilot reported something. Energy residue detected. Source. A small moon. The fleet altered course. The moon appeared lifeless. Stone. Nothing else. Rin examined the readings. Residual heat. Underground. Possibly. Varric grinned. They're here. Landing teams prepared immediately. Hundreds of elite hunters descended toward the frozen surface. The moon welcomed them with absolute silence. Commander Holt led the first team. He placed one hand against the ice. It melted recently. How recently? Hours. The hunters spread out. Footprints appeared beneath fresh snowfall. Human footprints. Small. Large. Many. The excitement became uncontrollable. They're running. Seal every exit. They cannot escape. Rin landed beside them. He crouched beside one track. Fresh. Deliberately fresh. Too clean. Too obvious. He looked toward a nearby ridge. Stop. No one listened. The hunters followed the trail into a narrow valley surrounded by towering cliffs. Every scanner indicated empty rock. Every instinct told Rin to leave. He shouted. Retreat. Lord Varric ignored him. They're cornered. The final hunter entered the valley. Nothing happened. For 3 seconds. Then the mountains moved. Entire cliff faces exploded outward. Not from explosives. From doors. Massive concealed doors. Hundreds of hidden artillery batteries emerged simultaneously. Rin stared in horror. They built a fortress. The first volley crossed the valley before anyone reacted. Blue lances of concentrated plasma erased the rear formation instantly. Armor vaporized. Dropships disintegrated before lifting off. The valley became an inferno. Hunters scattered in panic. More weapons emerged. Automated rail cannons, missile batteries, laser arrays, everything firing with impossible coordination. High above, the 12 Dominion flagships rushed toward the surface. Another surprise awaited. The moon itself awakened. Gigantic sections split apart. Hidden beneath kilometers of rock rested something no Dominion historian believed existed. A human orbital cannon. Not one. 30. They rose like ancient giants. Power collected inside enormous focusing chambers. Rin looked upward. Move the fleet. Too late. 30 beams erupted into space. The nearest flagship disappeared. Not exploded. Disappeared. Its atoms became expanding light. The second vessel lost half its structure before reactor failure consumed the rest. Panic spread across Dominion communications. Every channel filled with screaming officers. This is impossible. Where did they come from? We're under attack. Varric stood frozen. His magnificent hunt had become slaughter. Destroy the moon. Navigation officers worked frantically. No firing solution. Why? Jamming. Break it. We can't. Across every Dominion ship, systems failed simultaneously. Targeting vanished. Communications fractured. Artificial intelligence shut down. Power grids fluctuated. Human cyber warfare flooded networks buried beneath centuries of secrecy. They had studied Dominion technology longer than the Dominion had improved it. On the moon below, hidden hangars opened. Thousands of human fighters launched together. Not sleek, not elegant. Built for survival rather than appearance. Each carried weapons specifically designed using decades of Dominion intelligence. Captain Rin watched their formation. Perfect. Disciplined. Silent. No triumphant speeches. No reckless charges. Only execution. A human voice finally appeared across open frequencies. Calm. Measured. This is General Mara Stone. Every surviving Dominion officer froze. Impossible. Dead voices did not speak. You came looking for humanity. Silence followed. Then her final sentence. You found us. The transmission ended. Human fighters accelerated. The real hunt began.